So here's how it goes. I have 10 minutes, only 10. And then Hajj Hassan is going to throw me off the stage. After 10 minutes, I want to take you all this time through 3 emotions. The first emotion is that of, oh my God, why are we here again? The second emotion is that of humor and laughter. It's the night program, so I had to throw that in. So I'm like the fake Baba Ali. And the last emotion, last year was what? Who remembers? Was sadness. But this year, I want it to be encouragement. I want it to be hope. I want it to be movement. I want everybody, well, no, I'm not going to say that. So you guys ready?
Yes.
All right, let's see if this works. I have to be able to move around, so I don't want anything in my pockets. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. The title of my talk this time is Diversity Through Unity, or Unity Through Diversity. And so, what state are we in now, and where do we want to go? What does this title even mean? Let's start to think about that a little bit. Well, let's take a look. It's very clear that Islam is not in the... Am I speaking too fast? Well, it's too bad. We're not in the greatest of conditions right now, right? Well, let's take a look. Over on the east, we have these guys who aren't really giving us the best of images, right? And then over on the west, things aren't very different, right? We have these guys, especially that guy on the bottom, right? He's huge, right? God bless Jimmy Fallon. He's huge. They're not causing the best of situations for us as Muslims right now in the West. So what do nations do? What do groups of people do when they're hit to this point that really there's nothing left? I mean, everybody's looking at us weird now, right? We need a savior. We need a group that's going to be able to come and save us from all of these alien-like forces that we showed earlier. Who is that? Of course, the superhero team that saved New York from all of these people are going to come to our Savior. But there's a problem. What's the problem? They don't have hijab. And they're not Muslims. We can't rely on them to save us, so who are we going to look to save us? We can take one lesson from them though, and that one lesson is that they put together a very diverse team, a very diverse group of individuals, each of which does their own job to be able to do what? Save not just a religion or an ethnicity, but the entire world, and often the state of New York. So let's do that. Let's scout. And we're only going to look in the northeast of the United States, because clearly the saviors are going to come from the west. So let's see. Let's scout. Let's take a look at all of the different masajids in the northeast of the United States only. And there's a very interesting thing. You don't have to dig very far. We're a very segmented group of people, apparently. We have 3 major groups that we're going to go and select from. One, before I jump to this next part, if anybody finds anything offensive, I apologize from now. My parents were born in India. My wife is Iranian. I am an Iranian. And my best friends are Arabs. You will find out why I said all of this in a few minutes. Anyways, back to the TED Talk. So we're going to go to these 3 different communities, and we're going to select our saviors, our hopefuls, the guys who are going to come and save Islam from this peril. The first, we have to give them a name. The Islamic Society of Intelligent Muslims. Oh boy, was that close, right? Otherwise known as ISIM. So let's meet these guys. Who are they? The first, Superman. Sorry, we don't have a P in the Arabic language. There is no Pa. Superman. His superpower is what? He has an excellent pronunciation of huruf wal-qalqala wal-halqi. Excellent pronunciation of them. Iranian, Hajj Spider. The Iranians know everything about everything. And you know what the best part about this conference is? You can spot it, like it just happens. It's this link we have with each other. You spot an Iranian from like a mile away, and you know it's an Iranian, right? And you get excited inside. You're like, oh, he's Iranian. I'm Iranian. Oh, yeah. We just know everything about everything. You have questions? Come to us. And lastly, Uncle G. None other than, oh yeah. What's his favorite thing to do? Who can give me? Let's bring them together, guys. We're going to bring them together, and they are going to save Islam by 2016. Oh, that's 4 days from now. Never mind. They're a bit late this year. Fine. 2017. So here's what we're going to do. Bring them together. They have to choose a meeting place. None of them were willing to go to each other's mosques. It was just so interesting. I couldn't understand why. Right? We selected all of them, but none of them were willing. Like the Iranian wasn't willing to go to the Desi Mosque. The Desi Mosque is like the Arabs. I mean, come on. Right? So where did they all meet? Of course. The free Wi-Fi, right? It has to be the free Wi-Fi. And the OK coffee. 3 years later, they came up with a plan. All right? By 2017. Let's take a look at their plan. Their plan is threefold. First, they want to address the young ones. Next, they want to address the youth. And third, they would like to address the adults. Right? If they hit these three targets, everything's solved. Let's see what they have. Now remember, they grew up in the West, right? So they're going to start to use some of the ideas from the West to make some of their solutions. Let's see how well that works out for them. So they're going to start with redefining the Islamic holidays for our children. I mean, seriously, it's Christmas, and we all feel it. Isn't it amazing? There is this honest to God Christmas spirit that comes out, and the Iranians are like, Hazati Izan ke 25 Desan ba vel konid shoma. Right? But anyways, the Christmas holidays are unbelievable in the States. Well, let's take a look at why. There's Christmas carolers, there's a Christmas tree, there's stockings, there's gifts, and then there's a Santa, this nice, jolly, old, fat man who comes down the chimneys and gives us presents, right? Our superheroes take on this. Let's take a look at Superman's suggestion. Of course, be happy with what you have, right? And on top of that, alhamdulillah wa shukran lillah. Now you can't even debate with him. He's brought God in the picture. It's just not going to work. Be happy with this. The Iranian was responsible for bringing our hero to compete with Santa. Who do they bring? Of course. This, if you guys don't know, his name, this isn't, no. This isn't a joke. This is an actual Iranian Haji Firuz. It is, if you had to picture what would the opposite of Santa Claus be, it would be this. There is everything, look, skinny, fat. Oh, but they are both wearing red, so he at least got one thing right. What do you guys think his Christmas carol is going to be? Take a guess. Oh, yeah. Brothers? Isn't that such a nicer Christmas carol than Jingle Bells, Jingle Bells? Seriously. Our youth, they're getting ready to go to the universities. They're starting to major in different things. Well, let's take a look and see. What do the people of the West major in, right? I asked some of my friends at work today, an anthrophysio, poly-scientist, psychologist, and then when I say, what? Yeah, we study cultural shifts. Oh, okay. because I don't get it. But, oh, so you can't really see it on the slide. So there's a lot of different majors. It's really cool, actually, when you get to meet some of the really smart people. For us, what do our guys come up with? What is the recommendation that we have? 3. Either you are an engineer headed into the IT field, you are becoming a doctor, or you are not going to school because you are going to take care of the family bazaar. One of these 3 things. If you do anything outside of these 3 things, we're going to disown you. You can't be part of our circle, guys. Has to be one of these 3 things. And of course, all right, for the adults, they're going to come to entertainment. Maybe the brother that was up here before me from Pixie might be able to use some of their thoughts. I wouldn't recommend it, but maybe. What are we competing with? I mean, come on. Star Wars just came out. A space, different aliens, the world's coming to an end, everybody saves them. The Lord of the Rings, right? You have the hobbits, you have the elves, you have the men, you have the dwarves, you have the entlings, you have all of these different folks working together to save the world. The Hunger Games, no, not Ramadan. The revolution that comes and starts and takes care of everything in the world. Well, let's see what our guys have. So, Superman, what do you got?
القضية في غاية البساطة. احنا نسلم مثلا بأن الإجراءات اللي تمت سنة 2007 كانت إجراءات سليمة، وأن كلفة المشروع ذيك اليوم
All right, so clearly they need some work on their screenplay and their script, right? MashaAllah, the huruf really work out well for their movies. The Iranians, let's see what Hajj Swaidat has for me. Oh my God. Raise your hand if you've seen this movie. I wanted to commit suicide 5 times in the span of 2 hours. It was the most depressing movie I ever saw in my life. Spoiler alert. I'm going to summarize the movie for you in 30 seconds. All right? Are you ready? Here we go. Boy loses sister's shoes. Boy can't face sister now because sister is this big and he lost her itty-bitty shoes. Number 1. Dad doesn't have money to buy little sister little shoes. Boy jumps in a race to see if he can now get shoes. Prize for shoes is 2nd place. He runs the race, he runs it. He gets first and he's devastated. He's devastated that he got 1st place. He wanted 2nd place because he wanted the shoes. Number 2, the last one. The dad buys the girl shoes. Yes! The girl's gonna get shoes. The movie ends. Did the girl get the shoes? You didn't show me if the girl got the shoes. Just show me. Take my shoes, for God's sakes. I mean, come on. All right. All right. Depressing is not the way to go. We know that. What do you think Uncle G has? You guys ready? You seriously ready? तुझे देखा तो ये जाना सनम प्यार होता है दीवाना सनम. I am going to summarize for you every Indian flick that comes out with 2 sentences. That is impressive because that is over 100,000 movies a year for the past 100 years. Are you ready? 2 sentences. You can keep count. Boy can't have girl. Boy gets girl. That's it. That is 3.5 hours per movie. You guys should be paying me for saving you all of that time than watching these movies. Is this going to work? Do you guys think this is going to work? Are they going to be able to save us from those guys we showed earlier? I don't think so. I doubt it, right? But anyways, so clearly something's wrong. Clearly something is really, really wrong. And what is that? Let's take a look. What is the commonality between all of these? It seems like culture is at the core and religion surrounds the culture. Does that make sense? It's a very subtle point. It seems like we are a very think about it. How else could we segment ourselves so well? Culture is at our core and religion surrounds it. What if we did this? What if we brought the religion at the center and surrounded that with the culture? What would that look like? What is the ayah that gives me that? وَاعْتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا وَلَا تَفَرَّقُوا. This is a time when we can now join hands together in one common belief, one common system, one understanding of our religion. And it's not complicated. It really isn't. Surround yourselves with this hablullah. Hold on to it tight. Smile. Enjoy the presence of others. Become friends with them. There is no Arab. There is no Iranian. There is no Desi. There is no American. It is one religion. We are Muslim. We contributed so much to this world. How is it possible that they now look at us like that? It's impossible. Impossible. Where did we go wrong? Are we losing something somewhere? I don't think so. We do this every year for the past 50 years. Every single year. 14 million to 20 million Muslims every single year. Inshallah, you guys enjoyed the ride. It comes to an end. See you guys next year.